Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do here?
Well, my name is Maxim Jago. I'm a filmmaker, a futurist, and author. I run a conference exploring creative thinking. I write the official book on Adobe Premiere Pro, if you're familiar with that, and a book on teaching, and a philosophy book. I used to teach a martial art. I occasionally act. Obviously, in case Barbara Broccoli is watching, I am holding out for the role of James Bond. I don't know what's going on with us meeting. It's what's happening.
I don't know. I submitted your name 100 times for the next James Bond.
And I host the Cannes PJ Party. It's a famous party at the Cannes Film Festival with Dave Debord.
Wow. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I'm here speaking about artificial intelligence and creativity and that kind of thing. The Cannes PJ Party is a big charitable event where we invite 350 people to an Art Nouveau villa in pajamas for charity. And it's impossible to buy a ticket. You can only get a ticket through a free lottery. And so there's unlimited champagne and music and cocktails, and it's an opportunity for people to meet with their armor off and make genuine human connections at the Cannes Film Festival. So we've been running it for a little while.
And you touched a little bit on, you're going to be talking about AI in the film industry as a creative yourself. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be talking about on that panel?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are panicking about what's going to happen to their jobs as creatives. But if you look at what's happened with coding, programming, they've discovered that engineers who use AI to code are 19% less efficient than engineers who do not. And so it is with creativity. The creativity that comes from AI is only meaningful in the context of genuine, authentic, organic, human creativity. So the things that make a story matter are intrinsic to our soul, they're intrinsic to our spirit as human beings. And we're always going to need human storytellers. Stories are so intrinsic to our nature that it's theorized that we developed the written language late relative to the complexity of our civilizations because we didn't need it. We told stories instead. And in a very real sense, every person is their own story. You have main character vibes. You have main character vibes. Everybody has main character vibes. You have main character vibes. Definitely you.
You have James Bond vibes.
Bless you. I have James Bond main character vibes. But maybe, madam. But story is a way to live understanding. And film is unique in that it allows us to experience a lifetime we have not lived and to learn from it and gain wisdom from it. It's a wisdom exchange every time you see a movie.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a wonderful afternoon.
I am so excited. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Sure. I'm Kimberly DePersia. I'm the artistic director of All the Line Studio and Incubator, and also the director and producer of What About Paris, which is a short film playing, and I'll let Jeff take over.
I'm Jeffrey Rembert. I'm managing director of All the Line Studio and the writer and producer of What About Paris and co-director and producer of Velveteen Actor.
Velveteen Actor. It screens tomorrow at 9 a.m. It's a one-take drama about an actor who is contemplating, can he really can he rise to the challenge of performing? Can he perform from the depths of his soul? Can he really become the character? So it's about doubt. It's about, self confidence and all of that. And it's the Velveteen Actor. So like the Velveteen Rabbit, can an actor become real, right? And then What About Paris is a musical. So
Now you're speaking my language.
yes, it's a musical, it's a romance, it's comedy, but it also has like a flip side to it. It starts out with this old man who's humming this melody, and his granddaughter's like, what is going on in your mind? He's in a nursing home, dementia, and then we get to see his memory in the past of this beautiful romance, and it's got a catchy song. You will definitely get it stuck in your head, and that's on Saturday afternoon at 12:50. So yeah.
I was going to say, I'm definitely excited I will 100% be singing along to those songs. So I want to go back to the one take. Were there any challenges that persisted with it being a one take?
It was Because of the initial film festival we went into, we had a time limit. So we had to practice and practice to make sure we got it within the time limit, and that included credits. Fortunately, we had a very talented, only second movie cinematographer, only a second movie ever. So he didn't know the rules. So he just shot. And our actor, seasoned actor, he's also the writer, Jeffrey Herman. So we just had a really incredible team, and that helped us overcome that time constraint. After that, the movie made itself.
A lot of rehearsals, a lot of time over and over again. And the wonderful thing about this particular cut of it, after we got it right a couple times, where it was just like, all right, we got it in the can, it's good. This one was like, let's have some fun. And so he really was able to bring so much like more variety and improv a little bit and just made it so much more authentic. We're like, this is the take that we're gonna use. So it's a fantastic film.
That is absolutely wonderful. Are there any final thoughts you want to share before the screenings start?
Sure. So All the Line Studio and Incubator, we're based in Orlando, Florida. And what's interesting about us is we are a nonprofit. So, we are here to grow the industry from the ground up in Orlando. And we are here to be an incubator as well. So we develop talent, we develop works. We have tons of different things. So if people are interested in checking us out, allthelinestudio.com, you can find us there. Yeah.
It's our 21st annual Sunscreen Film Festival here at the AMC Sundial in downtown St. Pete. We've got a packed few days coming up, so we're really excited for the for the next few days of the festival. We're just getting started, but it should be another great event.
And 21 years
Yeah.
of this festival, what does that mean to you?
It speaks a lot to the hard work of the people that put this on every year. It's really hard to put on a festival, especially to do it well, and to have it last 21 years speaks to a lot of great volunteer effort, and then amazing filmmakers that always want to be here. So it's great that so many people recognize that we put on a good event and want to be here, and so that means a lot to us.
Now, what can you tell us about this year's panels?
I think we've got 17 panels this year on all kinds of topics, from AI, screenwriting, directing, a little bit of everything, top-notch industry talent. So it's great for people to just be able to get the knowledge and the experience that these people are offering, and amazing educational opportunity.
Which panel are you looking forward to most?
Anyone that I'm speaking on. So, those are the good ones. Those are the only ones people really want to show up for. So, that's all I'm looking forward to.
Can you dive into a little bit more about what makes Sunscreen so special for this Florida community?
I think a lot of it is that we really do support independent filmmakers. We are not licensing films that are already showing at a bunch of other festivals and that are going to have, theatrical distribution through big studios. We're really supporting those indie filmmakers that don't normally have a chance for their work to be seen, and really want to promote and do as much as we can for those filmmakers.
Now, if you have a word of advice for those young indie filmmakers just starting out, what would that be?
It's really, really hard. Go be a lawyer first and make a bunch of money so you can finance your own films, and then come back to filmmaking.
All about the money. You need money to make the film.
You need money to make movies. No, really, it's really just put in the time and put in the work. Just keep grinding. Whatever your dads would say, just work hard and don't stop, right? This is what it boils down to.
I'm Dave DeBoard. I am the education director. I'm also a filmmaker, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the amazing guests that we have. We're going to be, and the subject matter. We're going to be talking about AI and how that's influencing entertainment. We're going to be talking about distribution and marketing and financing and screenwriting, which is actually my expertise. So we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff.
Well, we are just as excited as you are for all of these incredible panels. Are you hosting any panels this year?
Oh yeah, most of them. Yeah, so like I was saying, I'll be doing multiple screenwriting panels, producing panels, distribution and financing, and also maybe the most interesting and controversial one is we're doing an AI panel. How does that affect us? How does that affect the audience? How does it affect the entertainment unions? How does that affect independents, which a lot of the people here are independent filmmakers? So it's going to be exciting. It'll be up to date, and the people on the panels are experts in the field and know what they're talking about. So I'm hoping that people not only attend, which they always do, we always have good crowds, but that they come with a pen and paper, or at least get ready to type into their phone.
I am here at Sunscreen Film Festival with the legendary Ryan Watson.
I'm not a legend. Not yet.
To us, you are a legend in the making. So, you want to tell us a little bit what you're doing here at Sunscreen?
I'm fulfilling my obligation as a Sunscreen board member. It's my 3rd or 4th year on the board. And I bring my lovely students down here to work the red carpet with me and provide event coverage and all that stuff. And it's just about us giving back to the Tampa film community, a community that has been very supportive of me and my career, and one that stays supportive of the rest of my students and everyone else that I bring aboard.
I heard you have some students and some former students who have some films that are actually showing at the festival. How does that make you feel as a filmmaker and an educator?
I'm very proud. And, one of the things, I didn't judge no films this year. So the students who got in, I didn't push them through there. There wasn't any, nepotism, no Nepo students this year, because I didn't judge. I didn't have time to really judge any of the films this year. So I was just super happy and proud to see the students get their stuff in here without my influence, you know what I mean? And so that's just everything to me. It's that's what we do it for, man. We don't make content at USF to just let it die on the floor of EFP. We want you guys to keep getting better, keep pushing and moving forward, so that when you end up hopefully walking this red carpet doing something that's not a student-made film, you know what I'm saying? We don't want you to just end at USF, you know what I mean? And so the guts that it takes to submit to a film festival, have your movie play on a big screen with everyone to critique it, that is the 1% of the human population. Everyone is not built for that. It is a different thing to expose yourself to be vulnerable in that space where everyone's saying either they loved your movie, they hated it, you're good, you suck, whatever they're going to say about you. Exposing yourself to that level of critique is not for the weak at heart. And so any student that is already starting on that journey right here, right now as a student filmmaker is already a part of the 1% of people who do this for a living.
We hear you have a film nominated here. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. The film is called The Heart of Texas. It's about a singer-songwriter on her way to a life-changing audition. Something happens that prevents her from getting there. And it's really about who has the ability to chase the American dream in today's society.
And what inspired this film?
So the film has a little bit of an immigration element to it. I'm from Los Angeles, and I see a lot of people in my community and what they're going through. And it was sort of inspired by what I've been observing in the news and people that I've talked to in LA.
That is so great. I'm really excited for that one. And I heard you were also a speaker at one of the panels here.
Yeah, I'll be sitting on a panel on May 2nd, just talking to indie filmmakers and trying to give them some advice. Hopefully I say something useful.
That's always good to say something useful. So if you had any advice, your biggest piece of advice in this industry, what would you give to everyone watching?
I would say that this career is long, and so keep going. And you can take breaks, you can stop, you can reassess, but keep going. Make sure that you have a voice, you have something to say. Find your people and keep going.
Now, if you could describe Heart of Texas with one word, what would it be?
Oh my God, bloody.
Bloody. I was not expecting that word. Ooh.
Yes, so come see it.
My name is Brianna Vargas, and I'm here because my film was accepted into the film festival.
So talk to us about that film. What's it about?
So my film is basically about a politician who just passed a bill banning abortion in his state, and his daughter gets raped at a college party and becomes pregnant. So ultimately, he has to decide what's more important, his reputation as a politician or his daughter.
Now, this story, it sounds very present in our present time. What was your inspiration? What was the thing that made you say, this is what I need to make?
It came to me right when they overturned Roe v. Wade, and at that point I was super upset about it. It was something that really hurt me, and I thought, what other way can I help? When I thought, I'm a filmmaker, that's what I love doing, and I thought film was the perfect way to share that story and put awareness to a women's reproductive rights and stuff like that.
What is something you hope that the audience gains after seeing this?
What we've always said about our film is that we just want to start a conversation. We want people to watch it and like start a conversation about women's reproductive rights and Roe v. Wade, and like just talk about it and like be more aware about it, and like talk to more women about it and see how they feel about it as well. That's basically what we've tried to like put out there.
What advice do you have for other female filmmakers who want to get started?
Just do it. Honestly, like set your mind to it, and even with the ups and downs, you'll be able to get there as long as you keep pushing yourself and you have a good support system around you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
My name is Sarah Magnus, and my film is playing on Sunday in the World Film Blocks. It's a short film called Angel Hair. It's about two kids that are living on the outskirts of a flea market, and sort of the trouble they get into when they're sort of mimicking the behavior of the adults around them. It's about how we judge children, and they're really just doing exactly what we're doing, and we're judging them pretty harshly when they're really just playing and imitating us. So, yeah.
How did this film come to be?
I've made films for a while, but it hadn't been a while since I had made something, and I have two children, and my youngest, I just really was thinking about his perspective, and I realized that he sees the world from a very different vantage point, like from very low, and how interesting that must be as a kid, and how tempting it is when you see like phones in people's pockets and money kind of coming out of their pockets. And I just imagined a world where where kids were sort of stealing things and then, looking at phones.
But would you say being a mother definitely helped you create this film and influenced a lot of your decisions when making it?
It was an exercise in very poor parenting, because we had two very small children out in the cold. It was like 30 degrees, and we were giving them candy to keep doing more shots. So I really was like, oh, I have a free actor, and I'm going to use him. And he's a gregarious child, but and I'm also kind of a weirdo. So I'm like, let's take him out of school. This is art. He can make some art with us. So yeah, I don't know. It influenced me in the sense that I had a actor, and I was like, he needs to be on camera. But that's really, yeah. I mean, I maybe the observation around children is definitely a parenting thing. Yeah.
Hi there, welcome to Sunscreen Film Festival. Can you guys introduce yourselves for us?
I'm Susan Gomes, and I am writer and producer of The Legend of Juan Jose Mundo.
And I'm Michael Walker. I'm the writer and director of The Legend of Juan Jose Mundo.
Tonight is opening night of the Sunscreen Film Festival, and your film is playing. What kind of emotions are we feeling?
We're excited. This crowd is unbelievable, and everybody's dressed up to the nines, and yeah, we are pumped.
Yeah, it's a fun film, and I think people are going to really like it. So it's a nice film to have for an opening night film.
The film is about a girl in high school in 1984, and she's never done anything with a boy. And into her life walks a Spanish exchange student who stays with her, and he's gorgeous, and she falls in love with him, but he hooks up with all the other girls in the school. And it's based on a true story.
That was the inspiration. It's based on a true story. We were sitting around dinner one night with her and her friend, and they started talking about this guy. And I was like, that would be a great movie. That's so funny. And we based it on a lot of true stories from her friends at that time in the 80s. I mean, we were around in the 80s too, so.
Hi there, welcome to the Sunscreen Film Festival.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, we're excited to be here.
You want to introduce yourself and your film?
Yeah, my name's TC Johnstone. My wife, Kristen Johnstone, and I are the producer-director team on it. It's a film called Untethered. It's a documentary feature we shot down in Guatemala. We spent a month there about a guy who invented a pediatric wheelchair that can grow with you over time, and the intersection of a guy who has a autonomous vehicle company, and what does it look like to give freedom and dignity to kids.
That is incredible. Now, where did you get the inspiration for making this documentary?
We had done a film in Rwanda called Rising from Ashes. Then we had done another film recently called In the Dirt that was down on the Navajo Nation. And the same producer brought it to us and said, hey, this is this story of hope and dignity, and I think you might be interested.
You were saying a big theme in this film is hope. If you had any advice for younger filmmakers to give them hope in this industry, what would it be?
Yeah, part of what we do, we actually run a documentary film school called Based on Impact, is how do you move audiences from viewer to participant? So we work with a lot of filmmakers. It's just getting in the grit and just go for it and tell stories. Don't worry about equipment. Don't worry about all that stuff. Really put your heart into something that you care about.
I'm Hayden Price, and I'm going to be speaking tomorrow about copyright law and the importance for young filmmakers, independent filmmakers, to actually own their own rights to make sure that they get the best benefit from what they make.
So tell us some of the advice that you're going to give to these young filmmakers on your panel.
One of the things that's most important is everybody's worried about AI, but people don't register their copyrights. They don't make sure they own the chain of title. So it's little things like that would transform somebody's ownership of their movie and also help them make more money or raise money when they go to venture capitalists.
You mentioned a little bit about AI and people being a little hesitant or scared about it, but do you think it'll actually help filmmakers and creatives in general?
Definitely. My view is that we must embrace the technology. So, for example, if you want to raise some money, you need to produce a pitch deck. That would have cost you maybe $1,000 and have some artists helping you. One, you have to find the artist, then you have to pay them. Well, an independent filmmaker might not have the money to even do that. With AI and the right prompts and the right knowledge, you can produce a great pitch deck really quickly. And also you could think, well, how do I market the film? Where do I go? What film festivals might I look at? So AI is the future, I think, and I don't think we should be overly frightened about it.
I'm Alex Lanier, and my film is Box Boy Jr. Cardboard Box Adventures. So it's about two kids travel through their imaginations to solve problems in their neighborhood. So they both realize that they have an ability to kind of physically go into their imagination and to solve different issues in their neighborhood, and they just kind of go through this long journey. And and it's inspired by my son, which is he's over there, so he'll get pictures and he'll come around. But yeah, so the main character in my piece is inspired by him. So he looks like him, and
So your film is actually nominated for an award. What does that mean to you, having your son here with you tonight?
I can't even describe it, because he can see himself on a big screen, which is like, if you can imagine like a kid seeing himself, that a character that looks just like him, that was made for him on the big screen, it's, you can't describe it.
It is so special. Were you part of the team that animated the film?
I animated the whole thing.
Oh, you animated the whole thing? Wow.
The whole thing. Yep. So so I did a graphic novel first, and it's based off the graphic novel, and then the animation just follows the whole story. And it's just kind of a piece of it, but it kind of tells the whole story of the graphic novel. But
wow, so this was really just a labor of love for you.
Love. Yep. Definitely.
And do you have any advice for any future animators who are watching this and want to get in the game?
You just got to put your work out there. Don't be afraid to tell your story, your personal story. So the most important thing is to tell your personal story, because nobody's going to have that. So just keep going, create, and just put it out there.